Hey wonderful people, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome to your daily reading. This is going to be for Saturday, I was going to say April, Saturday, May 4th. Good Lord. So first and foremost, happy new moon in Taurus. Crazy excited about this one. If you saw yesterday's daily, you know I talked a little bit about this moon and its significance. I'm going to deep dive a little bit more into the astrology. Mostly because for some reason this moon just has me fascinated. I'm so stoked about it. Yesterday I talked about the symbolism with this new moon happening in the constellation of Andromeda and what that means. So if you missed that, if you didn't watch yesterday's, go check out yesterday's video and then come back. Today I'm really talking about more of the aspects and the angles that are happening with this new moon and some of the other planets that are kind of strongly connected to it. And then we're going to get into some cards, alright? So, bear with me. Lots of notes, lots of things going on. So, obviously, new moon is in conjunction with the sun. Our needs and our wants are aligned. You know, our inner world and our outer world are jiving really well, so it's easy for us to see things, see what we need, see what's working, what's not working, what we want to add, what we're going to release. All of that just becomes super easy at this time. What's also nice, the moon, well technically both, but the moon is in a sextile to Neptune, which is going to be a beautiful energy to help support this whole, you know, kind of new vision planning. Because again, Neptune is that fantasy dreamlike quality. It's very idealistic. So it really allows us to see the best version of whatever it is we're working with. So again, as we're going through this new planning, as we're going through, you know, deciding what the future looks like, Neptune is helping to really see the best version of all of that. All right. So beautiful, beautiful helping energies. I don't know why I'm trying to do this from memory. I have my notes. I just feel like it's weird if I look down. I would say the only hiccup, and it's not even that big of a hiccup really, but the only thing that you should be aware of, or the kind of biggest thing that you should be aware of with this new moon, while the new moon is happening, there's also an opposition going on. Mars is going to be in an opposition to Jupiter. And again, this really isn't a bad thing. Anytime Jupiter is in an aspect, it's rarely is it ever detrimental to us. And this is just an opposition. So again, it's like these two planets are sitting on opposite ends of the table. And they want to help each other, they see each other, they just don't know how to connect. There's just so much space in between where one is and where the other one is. So really what this is, it's not really that bad. It kind of feels like, you know, there's got to be more than this. You know, your Mars is all fiery and wants to do and wants to be a part of things, but Jupiter, the planet that wants to give you that is just so far away. And it's like, I don't know how to get this over there. Like, you just feel like there's more out there, which isn't really a bad thing, and it could be helpful because that's where that drive is going. That Mars is really like, okay, I know there's more out there. We're gonna go get it. Like, that's mine. It's got my name on it. I'm gonna find you. You know. So it's honestly this aspect, although it's can be frustrating. Really lean on it to give you that motivation, to give you that push. Along with that, Mars is also, I want to say Mars is kind of triggering there's a square between Neptune and Jupiter, or Jupiter and Neptune are in a square that's being triggered by this Mars. With that going on, so with that opposition plus that square, what that's really doing, this Mars can get you to be, or this Mars placement can get you to be a little more impulsive. So it's good, you want that drive so that it gets you off your butt and doing something, but you don't want to be so selfish or overly confident and overly cocky, because I promise you that's going to come around and bite you in the butt. Alright? So this aspect, although it's getting you motivated, you want to make sure you keep Mars on a short leash. You don't want to let that energy or that power, you know, boil over, so to speak. So that's the thing I want you to be aware of. Don't be so selfish and so, I keep wanting to say conceited, but it's really like, just don't be so focused on you, all right? Even if, because we're talking about major transformations here, So even if this moon calls for a moment of self-care, don't do it in a selfish way, because you're essentially caring for yourself. So it's the same way you would give care to a friend or a family member. There's a level of compassion there. It's not, oh my god, life is just so crazy, I just need to be alone and I need to take a 5-hour nap. No, I can't help you. No, I know I told you I would, but I can't. I need to take some self-care and take a nap. Like, that's not what self-care is. It's caring for yourself. So if you are starting to feel burnt, it's helping to refill your cup so you again can go out and share and participate and engage. So that's the biggest thing I want you to kind of keep in the back of your head as all of this is going on. We also have Mars. Mars is just so busy right now. Mars is in a quincunx to Saturn. Well, technically it's kind of in a quincunx to Saturn, but Saturn, I think it's the South Node and Pluto are all kind of hanging out in Capricorn together. Not a bad thing. Quincunx is kind of a weird energy. It's kind of like an opposition where, like, I see you, but I don't really know how to help you, kind of over there. But what's really happening with all the Saturn, the South Node, and Pluto down in Capricorn, that energy is really helping to keep you grounded. So again, it's trying to fight that, how Mars is triggering that square with Jupiter and Neptune. Those 3 planets are really helping, trying to keep you grounded and keep you sane. So Capricorn, Capricorn guards or rules our house of, daily routines, schedules, system, all of that kind of things. So again, stay grounded. So you have those 3 planets. It's almost like those 3 planets are holding the leash that Mars is on, and they're like, no, you calm down, stay here. That's good. I'm glad we're going for a walk, and I'm glad you want to go. Just don't outrun us. Like, you need to stay in line. The reason I say you don't want to outrun us, because this aspect can definitely make you feel impulsive, which is going to be good. But you don't want to make any rushed or hasty decisions. You don't want to fool yourself into something. Now, if your intuition is chiming up and you're like, hey, this sounds like a good thing. Hey, this is aligned with what we want. Like, if your intuition is telling you go for it, that's one thing. But if an opportunity presents yourself and you just kind of panic and take it, or you just jump on it before someone else can jump on it without that feeling, and I talked about it in yesterday's video too, you have to feel it in your gut. Like, that's your intuition speaking. If your intuition is speaking, follow it, listen to it. Neptune is really helping to amp that up. But if you're making hasty decisions just for the sake of making hasty decisions, that's where you're going to get yourself into a little bit of trouble. That's where you need to rein that impulsiveness back. Because we're really focused on really enduring significant, grounded, steady changes. These are things that are going to be lasting, and they're kind of core elements of who we're becoming. We don't want to make those types of decisions on the fly without, making sure that's the right one. So don't rush into it. Take your time, process. We also have Uranus in Taurus with this new moon. Although it's not in some major aspect, just having Uranus there it's creating change. That's what Uranus does. Breaks boundaries, tears down the wall. Let's do things differently. Taurus, not the most comfortable sign for change. That's okay. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen, and we want this change. This is a really good, positive change. So this Uranus, although it's bringing change, you almost want to temper it with that, Taurian. Is Taurian a word? I don't know. That Taurus level of patience and stillness. So again, it's waiting till the divine timing, the opportune moment, the right moment to, stand up and act. So yes, don't be afraid of the change, don't resist the change, but don't change just for the sake of doing. You know what I mean? Like, lean into that Taurus energy that's like, all right, okay, I feel the change coming. I know I'm not happy here, or I know this needs to be different, so I'm open to whatever's coming next. I definitely want an opportunity that's going to allow me to XYZ, whatever it is. And then, wait for the right moment. Don't just, the first one comes along like, oh, okay, well, it's different, all right. And then you just leap on it, and then you find out, oh, I shouldn't have made this choice. Or, you're busy interacting with this one, and then your real choice pops up and you're not even paying attention to it. You know what I mean? Or you said yes to all these things and this one more comes on. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can take it on, but that's the one you really want. So yes, embrace the change. Yes, be open to new opportunities. But really hone into your intuition. Don't make hasty decisions. Trust your gut, follow your feelings, and really enjoy this new moon and enjoy this season. Just don't fool yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself, and don't be overly confident or overly selfish. All right? I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to add to that? Let me check my notes. No, we're good with that. I think that's perfect. Hopefully that made sense. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me tilt this down so we can pull some cards. So I did not pull a rune for today because I knew I was going to chat a little extra for the astrology. So because of that, we're just going to go through our Moonology oracle. We'll probably pull a few extras, if I'm honest, since we didn't get a rune today. I was just so stoked to talk about this moon. All right, Spirit. Oh. We're going to talk about, there we go. I was like, let's get some more cards. Okay, we'll pause there for now. Actually here, I don't know what's down there. We're gonna talk about those next. So first card out, we got the void of course moon. So nothing will come of this situation. When the moon is void of course, it means it's not necessarily grounded in a sign. You know, it's kind of hovering between, you know, one house as it moves into the next. This, I think, is really emphasizing, you know, those decisions made from an ungrounded place. If you're just making hasty, impulsive decisions, nothing will come of them. You know, because that's really what a void of course moon is. It's not really settled in one house or the other. It's just kind of floating up around. That's why it's not a good time to make any big decisions or really, you know, make any big changes during a void of course moon, because it's not grounded, it's not settled. Same thing here, exactly what we were talking about. Make sure you're making grounded decisions. Beautiful. So we have the new moon in Gemini, all about communication. So communication is key, is the prompt. And then you have the waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. Beautiful. Together, to me, this communication isn't really about communicating, you know, with other people, although it could be. You know, we're building some connections. Doors can be being opened for you at this moment. What I'm really getting off of the card is really a communication with yourself. This is really setting those intentions, being open and honest about your desires, what it is you need, what it is you want, you know, because this energy is only getting bigger and bigger. We're starting off with this new moon, and then we go through the entire waxing cycle up to the full moon. You know, to me, this is really speaking, what's starting now is gaining momentum. What intentions you plant now are growing quickly and growing very, very strong. What was that? So again, we're really planting some major seeds, I want to say. Okay, let's go. Okay. Expect powerful change. I mean, literally everything we're talking about, and it's a new moon eclipse. We actually have one. Is it in July? Now I can't remember. There is a new moon lunar eclipse coming up soon. I think it is July, and I think it's in the sign of Cancer. I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure the new moon in July is a lunar eclipse. So that could be speaking to the timing. So this may be when things really mature and kick off. This may be where we see the results of what we are bringing in, what we're calling in. That is funny. Now I wish I had looked that up. I'm pretty sure that the new moon in July is a lunar eclipse in Cancer. If I remember to look that up in tomorrow's video, I'll talk about it. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Huh. All right. Interesting. Oh, that makes me so excited for Cancer season. Even more so than normal. Oh, all right. Oh, these guys feel real stiff today. Oh, there you go. Blow that nothing will come away. It's so ungrounded, it's flying away. Yeah. All right. That's good. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know about today in this new moon energy? How can we best use these energies to our advantage? Oh, not where I was expecting that. You know what? We're going to take both of those cuts. Oh. I love and hate when Spirit does this and gives me these, like... you know what? We're going to take them as separate messages. Oh, I'm excited. All right. All right. Oh my God. So can I just say, the symbolism in this, ridiculous. So in the middle, you've got the High Priestess, intuition, following your gut, following your instincts, secrets, understanding being unfolded. Now, what cracks me up, here's the High Priestess. On her right sits the Two of Pentacles. On her left sits the Two of Wands. So sitting in between the need to make a decision. Twos are always about making a decision. But look at the symbol she's holding, a sphere next to the spheres, and then I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be water, but this wavy element next to this wave, like the wands are wavy, the road is wavy. That mirrored symbolism or whatever. I'm trying to hold them straight if you're wondering why I'm wiggling the cards around. Not doing very well. Oh well, whatever. But just seeing that mirrored is kind of tripping me out right now. So, this understanding, this enlightenment, the guidance of your intuition, sitting between the need to be flexible, the need to be open and receptive, going with the flow, stuck between the need of putting out your own intentions, putting out your own will, putting out your own desires. So how do I stay focused on my needs while being open and receptive? That is the balance. That is the point that we are trying to achieve. Where do I sit at peace, exerting my will, but being open to receive what comes my way? Isn't that wonderful how that works out? Oh, it makes me happy. All right, yes. Another two. Lots of decisions needing to be made. All right. Then we have the Ace of Wands. Desires, motivations. What is it we long for? What is it that nourishes and excites us? Two of Swords. Maybe some of us don't know exactly what that is. Maybe we know a little bit of it, but not fully what it is or how to get it. And I think that's what's freaking some of us out. Nine of Swords. Anxiety. How do I make the right choice if I don't know what the right choice is? I don't want to make the wrong choice. But you know what that tells me? It tells me you're thinking too much about it. You know, the Suit of Wands are connected to the element of fire, which is connected to spirit. You know, it has nothing to do with your intellect. It has nothing to do with your logic. This is not something you think about. This is something that comes from within. This is something you feel. This is something you just know. This isn't something you necessarily analyze. Or let's put it this way. This isn't a language that does well with logic and you know, mental processes. This is a feeling. This is an urge. This is an instinct. All right? So once you start putting swords in here, because you got the Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords, that's where things start to get miscommunicated. These are two very different languages. Two very different languages. Instincts versus intellect. It's almost like we're trying to funnel our instincts and process our instincts through a mental faculty, and that's not how it was meant. That's not how it's meant to travel. It's not a communication that, follows a similar rhythm. It's almost like, speaking Chinese in Hebrew school. Like that's just not how it's done. That's not going to get your message across. That's kind of what's going on here. This energy is where you stay balanced. I talked about, those planets helping to keep us grounded. This is where we want to sit. This energy of the High Priestess. Still, calm, in the balance between exerting our will and accepting what the universe is giving us. When we start to act out of just our instinct, because this energy is really in touch with self. High Priestess is very in tune with the intuition. It's instinctual. I know what I need. I know what's right. My instinct is telling me to go left, so I'm going to go left. You're acting on this internal knowing. There's not a lot of thought going into this, right? Even this High Priestess isn't painted with eyes, but you can see her third eye. So it's not about what she sees, it's about what she understands. It's about what she knows, all right? Same thing here. It's like you're taking your desires and trying to fit them into a mold or fit them into a scheme or a plan, when really, this is all internal. This is just something you know. Like that bottom of the deck right now, the star, your guiding source, optimism. Oh, this is good. All right, let's do one more cut and we'll see. Let's take another 3 cards. And then we'll call it a wrap. New bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords. Feeling bound, trapped, stuck. How do I get out? Oh, baby. It's all about this Ace of Wands. I cannot stress this enough. Instinct, desire, passion, need. This is a need right now. So our advice in these last 3 cards. Princess of Wands, grabbing hold of that initial spark. Here she is holding the Ace of Wands. Look at her. Taking the initiative to ignite this passion. Chariot card. Following it steadily and with haste. Racing down that path to victory. No stops, no slowdowns. Full speed ahead because you're being called with the Judgment card. You're following your divine path. Your purpose lies ahead. Chase it. Chase it, chase it, chase it. Oh, this is exciting. All right. So, I can sum it all up. Big change coming. The key is really communicating to yourself and communicating to spirit what your desires are, what your needs are, making sure you know crystal clear what it is you truly need. And I honestly, I would even say, I'm saying need for a reason. This is about needs versus wants. Because it would be nice to have all these nice fluffy things with the wants, but we're really speaking about what truly fuels you, what feels right for you, what also nourishes you. You know what I mean? Like, really, what are the core needs that you are working to manifest? That is where this communication is coming, and allowing this energy to ramp up as you put more and more intention into it. This is how you stay grounded. The advice here is really to stay in this place where you've balanced, being receptive and also putting out your initiative. You have to sit in this delicate balance between the two. Because like I said, if you start getting too cocky and you start exerting your will too much, you're going to burn out. I almost even want to say you'll get called out. Like, people are going to see that and be like, no, nix. And then you also don't want to be too receptive where you're just accepting whatever comes your way. You still need a level of discernment. Like, You know, if your dream is to be, you know, a rock singer, and then the first job that comes to you is garbage picker, you know, you don't want to take that. Don't take every option that comes that way. Be discerning. Take the ones that are aligned, all right? Hang on to your desires and feel them. Don't analyze them. Feel them. So sit in this place of receptivity and initiative. Allow yourself to feel what is needed. Don't think and overthink and process and analyze it to death, because you will literally just kill them. We don't want to do that. Once you're in this grounded space, and once you know what your Ace of Wands is, grasp it and follow it full force, full speed ahead. That's where that intuition comes out, where I was speaking to. So yes, this is a quick decision, and once you make it, you want to run, but you don't want to make a hasty one. It should all be dependent on this Ace of Wands. I talked about it with Uranus in Taurus. Uranus, all about change. Uranus is looking at this and be like, yes, let's run, let's go. Pick a path, let's go, we're going. Where, even though this is, you know, real watery energy with the High Priestess, this is that Taurus advice that's, hey, try sit a little bit long, think about it a little bit. Make sure this is the right path. Because I know once I let you out of this pen and you start running, you're not going to stop, and I want to make sure you are going in the right direction before I open this gate. So this is that grounded, still energy where you're making the wise, smart decision based on instinct, based on your intuition. We're not going to analyze it to hell. Once we find the direction that we feel good in, that feels right, that feels appropriate, full speed ahead. Full freaking speed ahead. All right? And then possibly with that lunar eclipse coming up in July, we'll see major results coming through from the efforts you've been putting in. All right, so excited for this new moon. I'm filming this Friday night. It's actually almost midnight, so it'll be midnight actually very soon. So soon to be Saturday. I'm gonna start doing a few things in a minute for the new moon just to help clear, and then I have some major intention stuff going on for tonight. Super excited about it. Sending you guys all my love. I hope you enjoy this weekend. I hope you enjoy this new moon. If you're doing anything, I would love to hear about it. Let me know what you like to do during the new moon, or what you're doing for this new moon. What you thought about this format with the deep dive in astrology. I just thought this moon was a little way too significant for me to not. But yeah, interesting little card setup we got tonight too. Just all in the intuitive feels right now, I guess. I'm going to send you guys out. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. Like I said, thank you as always for joining me, watching this video. Oh my God, almost 30 minutes of it. See, that's what happens when you just let me talk. But yes, thank you. Thank you for all the comments, the likes, subscriptions. You guys are amazing. If you enjoyed the video, please definitely give me a like. It just helps the video to grow and helps us to connect to more people. You guys are awesome. As always, if you want a personal reading from me, all that info will be in the description box. You can also hit me up on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. Yeah, wishing you the best, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.